Smart 24, driving business.
All right, welcome back from that short commercial break. And of course, it's the Coffee Court Hour, where we discuss matters of national economy regarding different sectors in terms of operation. And of course, don't forget, to buy securities using Zabu. That's in partnership with Altec Securities. You dial *292# and you'll be able to access all kinds of securities. It could be government bonds, or any other securities in any company. You want to sell securities, you want to buy your securities, you just dial *292#. The markets open at 8:15 a.m. Actually, just as we say, because it's right now it's just 4 minutes past the hour of 8. So let's calculate 11 minutes left for the markets to open, and they close at exactly 3:15 p.m. in the evening. So you will have been able to sell and make quite some good amounts of money right there. That is Zabu in partnership with Altec Securities, and you will be able to purchase securities. Of course, you do something new and earn yourself an extra income right there. Okay, let's get into the coffee court, and this time around is going to be a discussion on Umeme, understanding the services Umeme provides. Where is it heading? And of course, what prospects are they having in plan to ensure that Uganda has the best electricity delivery? Coffee Court has more.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Joram Paul Sonko. Thank you, viewer, for joining us for this Coffee Court. My name is Monica Nabyonga, and today I'm hosting the spokesperson of Umeme. Sir, kindly say hello to our viewers and introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone that is viewing Smart 24. I'm glad to be back here. My name is Peter Kauju, and I'm the head of communications here at Umeme. We're happy to be here again to share with you, our viewers, everything about electricity service.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Joram Paul Sonko. Thank you, viewer, for joining us for this Coffee Court. My name is Monica Nabyonga, and today I'm hosting the spokesperson of Umeme. Sir, kindly say hello to our viewers and introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone that is viewing Smart 24. I'm glad to be back here. My name is Peter Kauju, and I'm the head of communications here at Umeme. We're happy to be here again to share with you, our viewers, everything about electricity service in our footprint.
Okay, as far as, because I remember Umeme had a program of rural electrification. How far with it, and how effective has it been?
Number one, we are continuing to ensure that we connect many Ugandans, because electricity is a key driver of development. And so government in its plans, especially under the National Development Program 3, emphasized the need for industrialization, and all these activities are actually powered by electricity. So it is important that we continue to connect as many people as possible. As we stand, the number has been growing from 2005, when Umeme was given the concession. We had about 250,000 customers on the network, on the national grid, but now we have about 1.6 million customers or Ugandans that we have connected to the grid. So we continue to ensure that people get service when they need it. There have been a number of improvements, especially in technology, where we say Monica should not leave her workplace to come to our service center because they need a connection. She can ably get this service through our website, through electronic engagement, so that we spare you of the time, the journeys that people use to make to access any service. You can transact with us anywhere. So these numbers have been growing, and we are currently serving 1.6 million customers across the country, where we have a business footprint. And government had a plan to at least have a target of 300,000 new customers every year. And this program was launched in 2018 in November under what we call the Electricity Connections Policy. Unfortunately, COVID came in when we had connected about 200,000 customers, and so this was put on hold as priorities changed. But what is happening now is that we are able to connect customers who are able to pay for themselves fully, as we await other options that government is pursuing to ensure that we can get people connected at a discounted or at no cost. But all these are engagements which are ongoing, so we continue to connect as many Ugandans as possible, but also not just to connect them, to ensure that we continue to improve the network wherever it exists. We recently, actually 2 weeks ago, we were in Eastern Uganda, where we launched a refurbishment program for a number of lines in that particular area in Jinja, Kamuli, Bujiri, Tororo, Mbale, Palisa. So we continue to monitor the network to ensure that there is more reliability and also safety, because we want to ensure that the people who we are serving do not get a problem because of electricity. We tell people that electricity is good, but it is also bad, especially if you are not authorized to gain access to the grid or to the network. But you find that some people, hook onto the lines and they connect by themselves, and when somebody comes in direct contact with an energized line, that in most cases means loss of life. So we have been working very hard to ensure that we continue to create awareness about the dangers of electricity, especially if poorly accessed and wrongfully connected. Yes.
You've said that you're moving on well with rural electrification, but how compliant are our people, more so those people in remote areas, per se those people in Kamuli, Kumi, down there in Soroti, in actually in even grass thatched houses? How are they complying to it?
Number one, like I said, there are two programs that are running. One of them is the self-funded connections, where somebody meets up 100% of their payment and then of the cost, and then you're able to connect them.
And then how much is that?
Yeah, if you need a connection and where there is no pole, what we call a no pole service connection, you'll need about 750,000 shillings. And this comes with everything. It comes with a cable, commonly known as Solido, and then we will be able to give you a meter, having inspected your premises and confirmed that you actually conform to the standards. Then you'll get a connection. But like I shared, there's also that program which government started in 2018, but right now is on hold because we are waiting for funding. So we're getting a number of applications, and we are able to meet them. We are able to make a connection between 5 to 10 days when somebody has applied, when somebody has met the standards, and then we are able to connect them within that period. Sometimes it actually happens within 3 days, but the mandatory days are between 10 to 15. So we've worked hard to ensure that we have the resources needed in terms of material, and then the people themselves that do the connections. Yeah.
Okay, but you've said that it is efficient, but we've received complaints from many clients that there is a delay. You take long to connect them, even after when they've paid everything and even the inspection has taken place, still there is a delay.
I want to think that some of the customers that complain about the delays may be among the other category of customers that applied under the free connections program, which is actually on hold, where we have not yet received funds. But where we receive funds, especially where somebody has paid, it takes us between 5 to 10 working days to ensure that this person is connected. In the event that there is a delay when somebody has paid, those people should be able to reach us on our toll-free lines, and we'll follow up the matter on 0800 285 285 or 0800 385 385. It shouldn't really take somebody long, because we have the material, we have the meters, we have the cables, and we have the resources to go and effect connections when somebody has paid.
Okay, talking of the new tariffs, that even include cooking tariffs.
Yes.
How effective has it been?
Government has come up with a program to, number one, ensure that we continue to provide clean energy to the people. And that's why renewable energy is key, which is what we provide almost 100%. And so they introduced what they call cooking tariff, because they want to encourage people to cook using electricity. And when that happens, it means you're actually making a save on the environment. Maybe there will be reduced wood fuel. So they came up with an incentive, and they said if you consume between 80 units and 150 units of electricity, then you are entitled to what they call the cooking tariff. So that's you get it at a discounted rate of about 400 shillings per unit. But the moment you cross over 150, like your 150 first unit, then you revert to the normal tariff of about 747. So they're encouraging people to use electricity because of the benefits it brings, and it's progressing well. We see that a number of people are embracing this, but also we are continuing as partners and as implementing agency under distribution to ensure that we create more awareness and people get to know about the tariffs and the discount they get if they are in the category of cooking using electricity. But there are also many other initiatives that are coming up. We are engaging with other partners who are in the business of providing cooking equipment and utensils using electricity, so that people can get them, possibly at higher purchase. I have my house, it's properly wired, there is power, but maybe I need a cooker, I need an electric cooker. So is there anybody who can point me to a person who can give it to me, maybe at a discount or at a staggered payment? So we are working with a number of partners to ensure that we can avail the public with such options. Those that can afford can actually afford, but there are also those others that we need to think about. So we've been thinking aloud, and we are making a lot of progress. We believe this will be a good opportunity for us to contribute towards saving the environment, because most of the after effects that we get when the environment is affected actually comes back to us as human in form of pollution, and then in form of the effects of environmental degradation, for which we need to fight together.
Okay.
Yeah.
You introduced Yaka system away from the other analog one.
Yes.
Has Yaka helped in one way or the other to reduce on power theft? Yes.
As you see, the world is evolving, and so the sector, the energy sector, and Yaka came with a lot of convenience. Number one, because on the side of the customer, you're able to plan your power consumption, your electricity consumption, and it helps in that sense, because previously we would just give estimates of the bills, and then if you hadn't paid, they would actually come and disconnect you, and it would take some days for them to come and reconnect you. But now it is service in your hands. You know that maybe in a month I am able to plan for my consumption. Maybe I'll use 20,000 for my electricity. So you buy the token and you load it yourself. Nobody is going to come and disconnect you because you have not paid. You actually decide if you want to be on or if you don't want to be on, and it has brought a lot of convenience. But also in terms of our resources, then we're able to free up some resources to go and do other things. Maybe the teams that are supposed to be doing connections would previously be doing meter reading, but they are not there. So some of these roles have actually been taken up by technology. They are efficient, they are fast, they are more reliable, and I think it has brought in a great degree of convenience, especially on the side of the customer, but also on our part to free up our resources to go and do other things. So Yaka has done a lot in terms of improving service delivery, but also bringing convenience on the side of the customer.
Still talking of Yaka, you may find that today you load a 10K token. They give you like 11 units.
Yes.
Then you find on another day, still you load the same amount. They give you like 18 units. How does it work for sure? Okay,
thank you. It doesn't happen by miracle. It actually happens on purpose.
Are you sure?
Yes. Again, to promote use of power, government came up with what they call lifeline units. Excuse me. And the lifeline units are the first 15 units when you're loading your tokens. So the first 15 units come at a discount, and each of them comes at 250 shillings, Ugandan shillings. So if it is your first time to load during the month, then you get this benefit. So sorry, anything that comes after 15 units will be charged the normal rate of 747. And if you load, for instance, if you loaded, today is the 19th, if today is your first loading on that meter on this month, you will get that benefit. But if it is your second loading in that very month, you will not get that benefit. So that is what happens. So sometimes people used to mistake that when you load when the month is just beginning, you get more units. When you load mid-month, you don't get the benefit. So it comes only at the first loading during the month, and that explains the difference in units sometimes. Otherwise, it's a standard fee. Nothing has changed. It will come with that benefit for the first time to load during the month, and then if you're loading the second or third time during the month, you will get your units, but without the benefit which you consumed at your first loading.
Still, when, for example, when I load like 15 units, this has ever happened to me. You load like 15 units this month, and then you find that in the next month, you still have like 30. You don't need to load maybe.
Yes.
And actually, you. For example, if I loaded in June,
yes,
and then I reach July, I have a lot of units. There is no need for me to load again. When I load again in August,
yes,
there is a certain amount that is charged that I don't really understand. And I hope even a Ugandan out there is not understanding that amount.
Yeah, so this electricity charge comes with a number of components, and one of them is what we call the monthly standard fee. Now the standard fee, the service fee, the monthly standard service fee comes in to support maintenance works on the networks that we run. So every month it stands at 3,360. So if you loaded in the month of June and then July you skipped, so you're loading in August, the first money or deduction that will be made will be the service fee for the 2 months, so that it covers up for the period you never loaded. And so that explains what happens if you load and you had skipped some months without loading. We have to deduct the monthly service fee, which has to be met by the customer, so that in the event that there's a challenge with your network, or maybe your pole needs replacement, you will not pay for the pole. We'll come and replace the pole at that amount, at no extra charge. It is what service fee does. It helps to maintain the network and also provide a service in case of failure. Yes.
In cases where maybe I could be having like 100 units on my Yaka meter.
Yes.
And then maybe by instance, an electric shock happens. And then I call the WEME guys to take my meter, maybe to work on it and what. On returning it, will I still have my 100 units? Or?
Yeah. When you have a challenge with your meter or with your connection at home, it's always advisable that number one, you switch off all your sockets and switches in the house to avoid an eventuality. And then you can call us through the contact center. We have a contact center, and we receive phone calls, sometimes WhatsApp, sometimes email, whichever is faster, and then we deploy teams. And we always advise Ugandans and our customers that once there's a problem, don't touch the electricity, or if there's a leaning pole also in your compound, please don't touch it, don't go closer. Just make a phone call, and then we will be there. So in the event that there was a malfunctioning of your meter, the team will come and they will advise you if it needs to be taken away, to go to the lab for some investigations that will happen. And once it returns, it will be able to come back with your units, because it's computerized. But in the event that there's a problem and possibly the units didn't reflect, we'll still be able to read that, because we have that data in the system by the time your fault has happened.
Oh.
Yes.
But at least I've also experienced it where our units were not returned.
If your units don't reflect, you follow up again with your respective service center. Otherwise, that will be cheating. If somebody comes and it has vanished and you've not reported, so you only need to alert us that at this point, when this happened, I reported and I had 50 units, but I have not seen it. So then we can reconcile, given the data that we have in the system.
Okay. How reliable is WEME as far as electricity supplies is concerned?
We have been building capacity over time, and as we speak right now, we employ over 3,000 Ugandans, meaning we have the bodies that are needed, we have the brains that are needed to ensure that we are able to attend to the needs, the electricity needs of Ugandans. And so we, like I said, we've grown the numbers of our customers from 250,000 to 1.6 million, and every day we are growing this through our connections. We have been able to rehabilitate and upgrade the networks. That's why you see there is no more load shedding. Shutdowns happen only when we need to do like maintenance, or maybe we are doing some more other connections. So Ugandans can now be assured of reliable power, as opposed to what it used to be. Sometimes we would actually go without power for more than 2 weeks or even a month. So this has changed, and we know that electricity is a key driver of development. So we work as much as possible to ensure that power is available, and to ensure that it is reliable, and also to ensure that it is safe. And the only bit that we need to continue asking for support, especially from the public, is the fact that this infrastructure exists to serve the public, and so the public should protect this infrastructure. We have had scenarios where people go and vandalize these networks. Some climb the poles and siphon oil from the transformers. Others actually cut the poles and steal the cables, while others steal the cables as well. And so by the time we come to respond and address that problem, we will have lost time, you will have lost connectivity. And remember, people are doing a lot of things online now. So if power is not on, then it's a problem. So it's collective responsibility that we are calling for in the various communities so that people can actually get this infrastructure, because it exists to serve them. So by the time you call us, somebody has cut this, and some of these people that do these things are actually known to the communities. Otherwise, they keep quiet and say, that is government, and they forget that whenever you go to a shop to buy something, there is money. You're paying tax. So it is that tax that actually provides such services. So we need to guard this public infrastructure. Sometimes you're driving on the roads, you don't know when you're approaching a bend because the signage has been stolen. You see guardrails on several bridges, you find they have been stolen. So it's a challenge that we need to work on together as a community, as Ugandans who love their country, so that we can keep what has been put in place for us.
Okay, when you look at Africa, Africa at large, Uganda as Uganda, what is our position as far as regulating electricity is concerned?
Well, we know that for the past 3 years running, we've got information from our regulator, that is the Electricity Regulatory Authority, indicating that we are actually on top when it comes to matters of regulation. And we congratulate ourselves as Ugandans.
Uganda is on top?
Yes, for the 3rd year running. That's the latest report that came from that ranking. And so it means we've done a lot of things to ensure that people are following the standards. They are being accountable in terms of what is expected of them. So that is the rating that our regulator got in terms of where we stand as a country. And it's no mean achievement. So sometimes we need to pat ourselves on the backs when such a result comes out. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, your last word to our viewer.
Yeah, thank you so much for being with us again today. I take this opportunity to remind you that electricity is very good, but can also be dangerous. And so I encourage you, if you have put up your structure and you need a service, please look for a qualified and licensed wireman who will be able to wire your house. And once that is done, please apply for a connection. You can apply online by visiting our website www.umeme.co.ug/myumemeonline. And within 5 minutes, if you have uploaded all the documentation, including your ID, your wiring certificate, and paid the dues, we should be able to connect you in the shortest time possible. In the event that you're having challenges with electricity, if there's a line or there's a pole which is not upright and could cause you trouble, please reach out to us through those numbers that I gave you, the toll-free numbers. Do not connect yourself on electricity when you're not authorized. It could take your life, it could take the life of any other person. And also remember that the recent amended Electricity Act, if they find you vandalizing any public infrastructure, especially electricity, you might spend 10 years in jail or even pay a fine of between 400 million shillings to 1 billion shillings. So let us be responsible Ugandans, let us love our country, let's protect the infrastructure that government has put in place to serve us, and we'll be better people. From me and the family of about 3,000 Ugandans, men and women, that work every day and night to ensure that the electricity is on, we say to you, goodbye and God bless you.
Thank you very much. You're such a great viewer of Smart 24. This has been the Coffee Court. Monica Nabyonga is my name.
Very interesting insight right there from the Coffee Court regarding Umeme. And of course, we are seeing the strategies to electrify the rural areas in Uganda. Maybe just a little hint. The report that was on 7th of September, Peter Kauju made a statement where he said that this very year, 2022, they will connect up to 44,000 households after receiving government funding. That's from the Energy Ministry and the Rural Electrification Agency. That's what he said. And then further, he said up to 25,000 Ugandans have applied for the connections, but it gives hope to others that they will soon be connected on the national grid. Those were the words of the spokesperson, that's of Umeme Peter Kauju, as has been giving us the highlight regarding the state of electricity and electrification in Uganda. And that's it. Let's go into a short commercial break. Joram Paul Sonko is right here, of course, to drive you through the show as we drive other business. Don't forget channel 372 DSTV, channel 394 DSTV on our social media handles at Smart24 TV Live and at Smart24 TV. And that's on Twitter and Smart24 TV Facebook. Good morning.